on, folks, and welcome back to Beans to Greens. You're tuned into the Vivosun Grow Tent Kit series, where we are growing some autoflowers in Vivosun's 2x4 Pro Grow Tent Kit. If you're interested in it, I'm going to throw a link to the kit in the description down below. Also, I'm going to throw a link to Vivosun's website and Amazon link down in the description. So if you're interested in anything Vivosun, go ahead and check out those links. And if you decide to buy anything, make sure you use my promo code BEANS2GREENS at checkout, and that will save you 15%. Also, it helps out the channel. Welcome back to all of the subscribers, and if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscription button, and you're also turning on the notifications by hitting the notification bell. And please give me a thumbs up, like the video. It helps out tremendously, and drop me a comment down below. I always love to know what you guys either have growing inside your gardens and or what are you smoking on. So without further ado, let's go check out these gals in the tent. All right, folks. So a lot has changed since the last update. I apologize. It's been a couple weeks. My wife ended up having a baby, so we are just working with the newborn. So I think you understand the delay. But just to give you an update, we have our two bourbon berries. They are both Autoflowers, and they are sitting in 7-gallon fabric pots. What I've been doing so far is they are about a month since they popped through the soil. And as you could tell, they are starting to flower here. I think that they are showing signs of pre-flower about a week ago. They started throwing some pistils, but now they're really starting to kind of bud up. So it has been a month, like I said, since they popped through, and then it's been about 2 weeks since the last update. And just to kind of give you an update on what's been going on in here, I've done only low stress training. So for example, we've got that leaf kind of blocking that bud site right there. So what I'll do is I'll just tuck that leaf right underneath there. It's still going to get light from the light, and it will just allow this node to now get more light, and then it's going to help grow up towards the light. So again, just doing a bunch of leaf tucking. As you can see, this is just what I've been doing is I'll just go through the garden and I will just be tucking leaves just like that. And what that's doing, like I said, is it's just helping all these lower branches really reach up. So that's what we've been doing the whole time. I really haven't taken, any leaves off, maybe one or two here and there. But for the most part, I've really been trying to go really low stress on this, being that it is an autoflower. So I'm just trying to give it as little stress as possible because they have such a short grow time. So one thing that I do want to do today is we've got this main cola and I want to super crop this thing. So I'm just going to squeeze on the edges here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just bend it over like that. Okay. And what that's going to end up doing is that's going to help redirect the hormones, the growth hormones into the rest of the plant and all these lower nodes and bud sites. That way they can help reach up a little bit faster. So I want to do the same thing on this plant here. So I'm going to go ahead and pinch right here. And then bend it over this way. So that's referred to as super cropping. And what'll end up happening is this will go ahead and it will straighten back out and it'll start reaching up towards the light again. But until then, it will just kind of hang there. And it'll take probably a couple days to recover. But again, that's going to help redirect all those hormones to the lower bud sites, lower nodes, so that they can all catch up. The other thing that I've been doing is I'm taking the pots and I'm rotating them 180 degrees each week. So I might end up doing that today or tomorrow. And then as far as grow conditions, I've had this tent, I've had the light on about 60 to 70%. I just bumped it up to 100% when I realized that these plants were kind of in pre-flower. I ended up dialing it up to 100% intensity. One thing that I haven't done that I'm going to do today is change it from the vegetative grow light spectrum to the flower grow light spectrum. And that will end up helping just with, flowering and all that stuff. It'll help with the growth of the plant specifically. Um, so I've been watering every other day, usually giving them about a half a gallon at this point every other day. And then the other thing that I've been keeping an eye on is just temp and humidity. So the temp has been in the low 70s. I'm sorry, the high 70s to low 80s. So anywhere from about 78 degrees to 82 degrees. And then the humidity has been in the low 70s. So that's what I've been doing. I'm going to slowly ramp the temperature down in this tent now that these gals are in flower. The other thing that we might do is I might do like a top dressing here in the next week or two. But so far it looks like, maybe they've started filling out their pots finally now. So the root system's probably all throughout the entire pots at this point. You kind of get a ballpark idea of how big the root system is based off of how big the plant is. So if the plant is the size of the pot, then the root system's probably roughly the size of the pot as well. So, and the reason I bring that up is when you get to that point, or just before you get to that point, you might want to consider top dressing with some dry amendments. That way, it'll take a little while for that stuff to break down and become plant available. So that's what we got going on. I'll do some more updates, but again, going to flip this over to the flower spectrum with this light 100%. And then we're going to slowly just ramp the temperature down. And the idea is that by week 4 of flower, week 3, week 4 of flower, we're going to try and get to like the mid 70s with temperature as being the highs. If not a little bit less than that, mid to low 70s. So that's what we got going on with these gals. They are crushing. They're doing really, really well. I don't have a ton of experience in autoflowers, so we're really learning this together. But so far, I'm happy with what I'm seeing here. So keep tuned in and make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and staying notified by hitting the notification bell so you don't miss any of this content. Peace.